Hey there, welcome to the Luce Lemire channel. Today we're doing, we're in a new setup. We're just gonna ignore that. I'm on vacation. I'm on break. So if you have sent me an email, if you're waiting for a response from me, there is going to be an even bigger lag time than usual because I am trying to disconnect, but I also know that I need to do this. So what I'm gonna do is I've filmed some of these ahead of time, and so I'm here, but I'm also not here. So yeah, give me that. Um, Give me that. But I wanted to give some sort of guidance for those that might depend on it. So I'm gonna do a daily guidance spread really quick for air, water, fire, I guess, and the other one, earth. um, yeah. So if you would be so kind as to timestamp, if the timestamps are not in the description box, I would appreciate that. I'm gonna do just general air sign. I'm not gonna split it up by sex, okay, or gender. So may I please have guidance for the dates, October 30th and October 31st for all signs, please. That's my intention, starting with air signs. General guidance for air signs is 30th and 31st of October. That's a lot. That's a lot. Nice. Okay, so I'm looking at someone who is not done. Like, these are really harsh words. Done. Someone who is still listening to their intuition, their highest form of intuition. Someone who is still between two minds, two planes, still in transition, but definitely stepping into their sovereignty and making the sun their own, still trying to declare what they want into the world, and that is happening in the journey. Thank you. My nails do look nice. And that's happening within the environment of learning themselves. So this is if yeah. So this to me is someone who is claiming their sovereignty, stepping into their sovereignty. So that's cool. So guidance for air signs. If not, that's kind of what you're being called to. To be more discerning about what's going on in your world. At the top we have no. Okay. To be more discerning about what's going on. Wow, not the right time. Wow, come through. To be more discerning, I would probably leave it here. And at the other top we have perfect timing. So this makes sense. I will leave these out. So what I feel like is this is still a phase that air signs you are in. You are still in this, you are, or at least you're in this phase where you are still, or you're still being affected by some moon, maybe. Perhaps there's something about your emotions that you are possibly avoiding / going through in a roundabout sort of way. You might be still trying to mold two parts of you, in almost like a death and creation process at the same time, because I mean nature isn't neat necessarily, or at least spirit isn't neat, but in hindsight, or when you look and reflect, it's neat. It follows a linear path. I'll say it's not linear. So air signs, your guidance is there's something going on the 30th and the 31st, quite possibly emotionally for you, in terms of how you act and what you got to do. Follow, hold tight to, keep your passion alive, hold on to what you need to do, but definitely listen to your intuition. If it's a no for you to take action, then it's a no. It's definitely a hard no, but at the same time, I feel like I can't ever give you a hard no or a hard yes, like forever and never until the day you fucking die. Like, I'll never do that. I'm not that reader. Go to someone else for that. But what I will say, this is exactly how I read. Like, it's no for not now, perhaps for later when the timing is more right. So don't forsake your entire idea. But for right now, with this energy that's around you, your guidance is a no. It's not the right time. So do the romance angels have something to add to this? It might be that you might be acting even in an emotional space if all those other scenarios that I've given aren't working for you. The actions that you are acting from, you want to be not in an emotional, highly emotionally intense space. Wait for the time when you have a more grasp on your that's funny, when you have a better grasp on your emotions and on circumstances before you really act. But at the same time, it's you who has to act. You have to grab the action and grab it by the balls and squeeze and do, right? You're the one who will need to kind of cast that path with that essence and then grab the other stick and start walking towards that, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't, but in any case, when it comes to being overly emotional, emotions are not a bad thing. It's just sometimes if you're too happy, if you're too sad, if you're too much of anything, it may not work in your favor. So I feel like for you air signs, you may need to slow down on whatever it is that you are highly emotionally strung for. The action could still be probably okay, but it's not the right time for you to act. So I would say to mitigate that and to check your emotions, ask someone who you care about, someone who cares about you, and have them help you through navigate this space, whatever this space may be for you. Okay? And hopefully they can help you. Let's see what. Oh, they don't want to talk today. The wisdom of the oracle. They don't want to talk. Yeah, unfinished symphony. So if this is about, people who are riling you up, or a certain person that riles you up, or certain situations that rile you up emotionally, you might need to just take a hard step back and be like, you know what? No. No. Just disengage from it. Because you are building. So you are. Again, my readings are really layered, and so I feel like everything that I've said might be true. You are in a phase where you are having that a lot of emotions go through you. Again, that spherical thing of like breaking and mending, regenerating and dying, creating. I think I mentioned that earlier. So with this building blocks, I quite like it, except this one talks more about building. But I like that because in order to build, you're creating something. With this moon in reverse, to me, it really feels like, it seems to me like you're in a phase. Like moon in reverse is the phase, right? And it's a phase that you have been in, are in, will be, like whatever that's affecting this situation in your world. To me, it could be too much emotion. It could be you being in too much of an overload intuitively and needing other outside voices to actually help you. This isn't about you going within. This is about you for sure knowing your essence and what you want, and holding that in your hand and being like, this is my soul, this is my sovereignty, I get to make that choice. But at the same time, let me ask somebody, because if I need to be told to sit down, I need to see if that's where my soul hits and see what points they're making so that I can make the right decisions moving forward. Okay? All right, so thanks for that, air signs. I hope you're well. Keep your light on. Probably should just stream this. I don't know why I recorded this. But anyway, keep your light on, babe. Okay? Good luck. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Okay, I'm gonna move real quick. Fire signs. Hey, fire signs. Guidance for fire signs for this week. For October 30th and 31st, please. Okay. Fire signs, you need to take it slower. Take it at a steady pace. This is about you do, I do, you do, I do, you give, I give. This could be for anything. So if this is about work, are you putting in more work than you're getting paid for? Are you doing more in a relationship than they are able to reciprocate? Because sometimes when you do too much, people feel overwhelmed and they can't even match what you're doing. I used to have a friend, rest in peace, who used to give me a lot of gifts. Big gifter. I'm awkward around gifts, yeah? So, it was overwhelming for me when she gave me so many gifts for no reason. So, sometimes when you do too much, you're not doing anybody any favors. It sometimes can be a bit overwhelming unless they've asked you to. So that's another perspective to have. So here, fire signs, you might need to chill a little bit, not make too much effort to do so much, but definitely keep doing, like keep it light. But even with this make the effort in reverse, it might be to really follow the steps that you're being guided to take as you move through the space that you're in, but to move through it with a light touch, because the serendipity in reverse in this fork in the road, you might be in a little bit of some murky waters. You might be in some situation that feels a bit like, what the fuck, I thought this was, what it was gonna be, how come it hasn't worked out? This isn't about you fully backing all the way. It's about you leaning back respectfully in your situation. And this is general, okay? In your situation, in your world today for these 30th and 31st, and you being like, okay, I will take an appetizer, not a whole meal. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is about you taking things lightly, doing things light, like you're tiptoeing, but not tiptoeing in a sneaky way. You're tiptoeing in a ballerina gazelling across a stage. You're being light, not like stomping hip hop. Okay, that's your guidance for the 30th and the 31st, fire sign. I hope you're doing well. I don't have my place cards to say like fire or whatever. I forgot my buddies. I forgot them. So keep your light on, fire sign. All right, water signs. Water signs. Guidance for water signs for October 30th and 31st, please. So you're dealing so far right off the bat with some pretty big ass energies. Fuck my life, water signs. Y'all stay being tricked out. Look at that. Even the moon wanted to come out. Okay, we're gonna put that right back in there. Here we have the Page of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, and the King of Wands in reverse. All right, so I mean, I asked for water signs, but I feel like I'm getting a very specific water sign. So I hope this works for you. Your fears are your fears are your fears. They are valid, but that does not mean that you get to not make a choice. However, it does feel like not only is your ability to make a choice suspended for now, it is totally suspended for now. Water signs, you are to embrace this inaction. You are to embrace this lull, and for you to look at your fears and face them. This is majors. We have the Strength, the Lovers in reverse, and the Hanged Man. So the Lovers to me are choice. Here there's or the choice. Here it's perhaps you going at it alone. If this is you going at it alone and you have partners or you have people who are involved, maybe let them know. Give them some reasoning. Give them a little something. but it seems like your fears, your obstacles, your maybe even, demons, your toxicities, whatever, are valid and worth looking at. And you taking the time to look at them. I don't want to say, devil may care to whomever's around you, fuck them, and whomever stays loves you. That's some bullshit sometimes. I feel like it's a lot of excuse to be super selfish, but I recognize the power in being able to take some time out for yourself to do what you need to do and to spend yourself and look at your problems that are valid in through a different perspective, because you do have the strength for this. I do feel that with the strength card coming out. I feel like you're not necessarily running away from certain problems, but here with the Lovers in reverse, it's, I don't know, it's stalled, or you're not making some sort of choice, or you might even keep kind of going back and forth between fears and dealing with them, fears and dealing with them, fears and dealing, like you're still kind of maybe in one foot in, 1 foot out. So, but I do feel like your guidance is to suspend certain actions and go within yourself to tend to a part of you that you don't typically tend to. Let's say that. The part of you that you haven't been tending to. And here we have 9. So we have 9 and 6. 6 and 9. Those are yin and yang. Anyway, we have Treasure Island. You're going in the direction of where you need to be going, okay, water signs? You just may need to pay attention to the part of you that you haven't been choosing to pay attention to. That means, so you may need to take some time, but I feel like it's about you really thinking through what you need to, and you might be spending some time in this energy for quite some time, or you have been in this energy for quite some time. I would have really, you're still looking at things in a different perspective, and you're trying to get in touch with your soul. So if that's something that you might want to do, this is emotion. So water signs may need to pay attention to how they emotionally feel about their fears, so that they don't keep playing this pogo stick between these two choices of, oh, fears are so scary. I mean, this isn't in reverse. Like, you have the strength, obviously, but going back to, oh, let me think about it. You stay in this side. What I'd prefer for you, water signs, is to be on this side of the Hanged Man. But this is about you paying attention to your soul and its cry and its calling for you, because these fears that are valid are coming from you. Are they? Yeah. Your fears are coming from you. They're valid in whatever way they're valid, and don't run away from them. Stop running away from them. You can do this at the same time as you are looking, when you're on here looking, suspended and paying attention to the part of you that you don't. So your soul, your emotions. Go slow, go easy. If you need to not ask people for permission in your life, but let people know what's going on with you to the point that you need to, that it gives you peace of mind, so that you're not going into Hangsman mode of contemplating and understanding and thank you, my nails do look nice, and like that whole thing. You're free of, oh, you're not around, or all this pressure, because then people can say, oh, water sign is actually, they just said they're going to be a little MIA for the next couple of XYZ. So, when they come back, so that when you're out of this space after dealing with your fears, and really finding some peace in those fears, because a part of you is hidden in this mess there, in that demon, in that fear. There's some nuggets that belong to you in your soul. Once you claim those back and alchemize them with this Lovers here, and then you get the fuck off there. Look at that at the top of the deck. Did you see that? I didn't know. Y'all saw the sun? I didn't know you could see it here. Y'all saw the sun. Y'all didn't say nothing. At the top of the deck, you have the sun. I love this because it's actually the part that says your fears are valid is the side of the sun. it's still a happy card, blah, blah, blah. But on this side, it says, whatever you're fearing is valid. So again, I feel like you do have the strength to go through whatever it is that you're going through, water sign. You're going to be great. This is going to be something that you'll be experiencing for quite some time, but it is for you to work through alone. Even with that Three of Pentacles in reverse, but look, I just make shit up over here. It just happens to resonate. It's cool. So I ask for a story and they give me a story, and then, whoever it's for, it's for. So I feel like even with the sun here, it's replaced with this devil, and just kind of like, the lovers, your strength and your fears and taming them and being one. But here, it's kind of like a teeter-totter water sign. In any case, you do need to be suspended. You do need to be in yourself, but in a part of yourself that you haven't been in. So your emotional self, your emotional being, and it's gonna be okay. I feel like that is where you need to be, but that doesn't mean forsaking all others in the way that one might think. What happened? Yeah. One might think. Thinker. Thinker is about thinking. I need my book. I haven't seen Thinker in ages. Thinker is about using your logical mind to think through things. So again, if I didn't look at the book. If you look at Thinker and this I'm looking at it as an emotion, and I'm seeing like some part of you is being neglected. This part. So this is about these two minds, the logical and the emotional. The two dogs in the moon, right? The moon card came out as well, but I put her back in. The primal dog and the domesticated dog. People in this society, we value logic over emotion. I feel like for you, water sign, you may need to embrace your emotion, but not embrace it in the way that you may have been if you have been embracing your emotions. It's embracing your emotions in a way that you listen to them and say, okay, when a trigger comes up, you don't run away from it to try to make it better, try to eat, drink, bath, watch a movie. You sit with that emotion. You're like, okay, emotion, talk to me. What's going on? And that's where a nugget of you is hiding for you to alchemize and turn that shit upside down so you're not teeter-tottering between the two. Okay? I hope you're all right. I hope you're doing good. I'm taking a bit of a break. So my emails, I'm not responding to those until quite possibly mid-November. I just need a break. Keep your light on, okay, honey? And good luck. Who's next? Air, fire, water, earth. Hey, earth sign. Hey, earth sign. I have like 4 minutes for your reading. We're gonna get it done. Guidance for earth sign for the 30th and the 31st. Dailies are so weird because, like, what? They just seem like such big energies that, it just is weird to think of it as, like, just a day, The moon. The magician, the wheel. I'm confused. What's the guidance for earth signs? Judgment. So you're in the state of realizing that something, it might be safe, but you may not want to necessarily engage. Something, maybe this could be a realization. I feel like this could be, if this is hitting for you for a person or some sort of situation is coming back around. It may have been a situation that you supposedly freed yourself from, or a situation from obviously the past, not a situation from the future, but a situation from the past that has kind of come up again for you towards the end of the month. Perhaps this is you looking at your month in review as you go into this new month and towards the end of the year. In any case, you're not really trying to look at things the way they used to be, and you don't trust them if it is something that's come back around. You don't trust it. However, there is a call for you to look at what you're willing to give up in order to enter into this new phase, in order for you to go off on this, passionate journey. It says it's safe for you to love, and unrequited love is in reverse, which is something's missing. Something is still kind of it's not exactly what you would wanted it to be, but it is safe for you to feel. It's appropriate for you to feel however you feel about whatever it is that the situation is, and it's also a situation that may not necessarily hurt you anymore. Kind of. There's just you having to sort of go into the unknown, and that unknown could even be your emotional side. That unknown could be talking to this person again, if it's a person that's coming back here. That unknown could be exploring a new relationship with the same person, exploring a new relationship with someone new, exploring a new decoration idea. Shit, okay? Like, I don't know. This is it's almost like there's a renewal of sorts with this judgment here. It says, what are you willing to give up in order to enter into this page energy so that you can go into this moon here? Because it's just kind of funny that here it's almost like you might be giving up certain freedoms. So this could be you thinking about making a jump into maybe starting school next semester, or going back into the workforce, or regaining some sort of new skills for yourself. And if that's something that you're thinking about, kind of going back to that thing, are you willing to give up certain freedoms? Are you willing to give up certain things that you've enjoyed in order to enter into this new phase where you're melding with another part of you? A fresher, more maybe innocent part that you entering into a new journey. Are you willing to do that? So your guidance then is to surrender to what's happening. Because with the Judgment and the Moon, these are kind of like big energies. And I think one of the cards that wanted to pop out for you was the Wheel. The Wheel isn't something that you can stop. Now, granted, it was on the Magician's side, which then tells me a story that this could be something that you get to direct, but you might think it's not for you. With this Mountain here, it seems like an obstacle will be moving for you, or an obstacle has moved for you to enter into this new thing. It's just, are you going to go into this dark moon not knowing? Are you going to go into the unknown, basically, Earth sign? The decision is up to you, but at the same time, certain forces may, you may really need to look at whatever this choice is for you to go into. It is safe for you to love, but obviously there's some things that you don't want to give up. So see what's worth it and what isn't as you make this decision. Okay, honey? Keep your light on. Good luck. If you sent me an email, I won't see it for 2 weeks or respond to it. I'm just on break, but I want to give you guys something because, I'm sure some people need guidance, right? So I'm going to be doing some guidance videos and, yeah. All right, honey. Best of luck. Keep your light on. Good luck.